again. I knew something was off. So we ended the game and we're in that room. Okay, so now what? Okay, we're gonna change.
Co-workers were gone.
Yep.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Changed.
missed a memo.
I'm going right. Something doesn't seem right.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Hi.
openings, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yes, it is.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Maybe.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
It is beautiful.
Stanley, simplest but eager to get back to business,
No, it
Stanley
wasn't.
took the first open door on his left.
That seems like it's go somewhere that I want to go. It's in here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What's this dig?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
No, we didn't.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yep.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Standley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Nope.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I don't like the dark closet. Hello?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh, hello.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Yes.
Who want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
This is
Come
not.
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you
Oh,
know my story now.
Oh, shit. Somebody's not happy. Oops. So you gotta talk to me through this?
It's a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Press 8 on your keyboard. Why?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What happens if I don't press it? Then what?
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
I'm not.
I even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm not pressing 6. This is a weird... This is my office. Don't attack me. I don't trust mines. What's it do?
In his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
You watch TV? Oh, heck yes.
So he began to fantasize about his future. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Boys?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too
Not the stove.
to behold. As he wandered through
Oh.
the fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
I was looking at that.
The path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Standley Parable.
What kid?
Such a wonderful fantasy. And so in his head, he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps
No.
if he played just one more time.
You think? Okay, I love you.
But there is no answer.
Oh, fuck.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which...
My whole kitchen just turned into an office. Oh, and now I can go to sleep?
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Standley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can
What?
he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I'm not questioning anything now. He took everything.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't
That's
make
creepy.
rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Standley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Standley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Standley pushed a button. And I tried.
I pushed E. Did I kill myself? Oh my god, he literally did make the room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Standley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That took us that way. So, let's go
When Standley came to a set of 2 open doors,
left.
he entered the door on his left.
Yep. I think we got 2 more places.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
We escape and we go down the stairs. That's what we're doing right now, is downstairs.
Decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You
Coming to
think?
the case,
I'm going
Standley
downstairs.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep. What's this? Is this a button? It's a light. Okay.
But Standley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be
What?
fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
Wait, what?
His
Hold on.
boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Standley. Maybe,
Where are we going?
himself, maybe I am crazy. All
What?
of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley
Loop?
pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for
Got that right.
matter, These rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
You go backwards, kind of.
He came to the conclusion that it had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Where do I go?
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy
I'm gonna tell you that's my car.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so
What?
much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
That's true.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
Where am I going?
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Bandage.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Not really.
Hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain beyond a doubt
11, 12.
that
Well,
this
let's see if
was
that
in fact a
changes.
dream.
11,
Did the voice
12.
not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely,
B.
if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh,
He
shoot.
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Stanley's not okay. Stanley's not okay. I'm still in the basement.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
What's in orange?
Real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh my
But
god.
on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. and then she turned and ran.
She didn't even call the cops or an ambulance for me. What the heck, lady? Okay, let's do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Let's do one last one.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So let's go.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Yep. So we're gonna try and go through that escape.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep.
Here's the door, just go.
I gave up. Here's the door. Here you go. Let's ground again.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Remote Control Facility.
You think?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What? I wouldn't.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on
I'm
track.
still gonna walk.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward
Yep.
and willingly confront his death.
Hey, what's that? What the Did we die? Oh no, we're just falling.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
What?
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs
Oh,
from
please no.
a man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh hell. Huh?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh shoot.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Okay, so this okay. What to read these? Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and alternated throughout the development through the core layer without him almost indicated to the first irritation. Corridor. The place in this open section was important. Get right to the corridor has been removed and alternated to make the other player reach the other 2 doors in a good time. The 2 doors. The set of 2 doors was very first concrete piece of Stanley Parable design. Once the room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, as the exploration and creation of the room posts. The office. Buttons. Throughout each sound in the mix. Huh. Computers. File cabinets. Do we go left or right? It's like a museum. It's literally what we're looking at. The printer. I don't know if these two merge together. The credits. Best office. Screens from the developments of the office. Okay, so that's how it started. And that's how it was. Sweet. Office check. Well, office clock. Freedom ending. This was a very ironic. The freedom ending in the game's alpha. One of the desks has an early vision of the countdown ending. Freedom ending, the freedom. Oh, that was the beta? Wow. Countdown room, an early vision of the countdown room. So this is what it was supposed to look like. Game design, mock-up. This is written by William. I love William. See, this must have been the different offices. Yeah. From left to right, the revolution of Stan's office was created November 11th, the 2nd in the March, and the 3rd in February 2013. So they're not too far apart. So they're like a museum. The lounge. That's an early. That was the lounge. They really made it really nice. The office. The apartment timer. Also, when the phone rang. Cargo lift. The cargo was always intended to lift. That's pretty neat. What's this? Did we do all of them? Option 1, one door to the... The following hallways, the first two players was important. Left, first two doors was important to get right since player was replayed them so many times. We discussed number of designs. Ultimately, it was simply that the versions that won out. So you can go through event, confusion ending. Oh, I didn't know it was I didn't know it was a confusion ending. Okay, so we'll go back and do that. I didn't know that. Didn't even see these. Ending model. So this must have been how it started. Murder room.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another.
Oh, yes, they do.
How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Pull the lever.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now, and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
There we go. Yeah, there's like a begin. So let's go through the right door.
Decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
No, I didn't.
He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total
What
solitude
door?
was terrifying to him.
Yeah, we'll just go through it. I didn't know that.
Stanley came to a set of two open.
Goodbye.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yes, it
and
was.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I do want to admire it.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous. But eager to get back to business,
Yep.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, I did. Whee!
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Red button. Where does this take me?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Nope.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No,
Is it?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Is it any of these three doors? It's probably that one.
We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely...
What?
this way.
Down here. Oh, this is the top.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not
Yes, it is.
supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Nope.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
It just restarted. I think that's all of them. We went left.
His co-workers were gone.
So we followed it off on.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I mean, we could do one last thing. Let's do one last thing. Let's see if it works.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
Yeah.
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
You tell me I can go down any of these doors. But what door? Well, the right side, left side. Hello? It's in here. Yeah, loops is there.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
You'd think there was.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
What the fuck? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. What the?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
You think?
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
We definitely did. We definitely did somehow.
Aha!
What?
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Is it really?
Wait,
Well,
never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
what? Those tickles. Oh, this has just got worse.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
Neither do I.
Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all.
Why?
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Why? Oh my god.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
I like this adventure line.
How simple is that?
Oh, okay. We going?
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward,
Is it?
Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Where is it taking
By the
me?
act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that
Oh,
a
at 11.
destination is inevitably conjured into being via the manifestation of the
Nope.
nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need
Nope.
now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yes. Ah, just keep going. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 zigzag. Da 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 da. Boom B3. Da, 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 da. On 3. On 5. Can't move. For some reason I was stuck on this chair. There we go.
Wait, cut the music.
What? No.
Back and look at that fern.
Where?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I didn't. Can we have the music back?
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Yes.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Yep. Just need music. Da, 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 da. Hey!
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Aw. Now we're back in the line again.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Good. I want my adventure line back.
Oh, no.
Yay!
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in
My
our
hopes and
story.
joys.
No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't
Whee!
acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Yep, we'll just acknowledge it. No, oh. I can't follow it up there. Narrator.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact,
Circle
I
room.
believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that
Do-do,
somewhere
do-do,
at the
do-do,
place
do-do.
where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another
Yes.
victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What?
Oh, hold up, what's this?
We've been playing.
Fusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Yep.
That's really how all this goes?
Follow the line.
Determined?
There's no longer
Now,
any
according
office.
to the schedule, I restart again. Then what?
Okay,
Am I supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
You're supposed to
My mind
forget.
goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well,
Says I'm supposed to get bored and
sorry.
go leave.
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Which one are we on?
And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So,
I think it should.
okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Nonsense.
Well, in the
Music.
meantime,